Hi, welcome to Ocean Yemi's channel. Uh, well, as you can see by the title, and the thumbnail, this subject is one of those subjects where, like, you have to step upon it, but you don't want to step upon it because there's a lot. Where should I start? Because I kind of jump in the middle. I do this all the time. Excuse me, while I collect my thoughts. There is this thing called Blaxit, where people expat to Gambia, and it was formulated, I think, by a group of people. I'm literally gonna find out the information as I go along with this one, because though I know bits and pieces and I can't pull up the videos on here as I would like to, and when I put up certain videos, they tend to, they know they don't take them down as well, but sometimes it's better to be safe than to be sorry, innit? So the drama of the Blaxit started out when they were saying a lady who runs a company called Blaxit in Gambia was scamming people. Like, she was getting free land and she was selling it to other expats like herself. Some transactions were successful, some transactions wasn't. And how it all came along was through a channel called Unapologetic European. Now, Unapologetic European is a channel where you go for the tea on all the expats. He tells you about, all the scammers that's happening. That's how I learned about Timothy Reed. I think he was the one who spoke about Timothy Reed, the one who got killed in one of the Latin countries. He talks about a few people who's reached Gambia and who's settling down in there. So the reason why this thing with Blaxit came out about the scamming situation, Nigropean had some information from various people, allegedly, that was scammed by her. So he brought them onto the show, and it was very heated. One lady called African Millennia, she spoke her piece about this as well. This was ages ago. But some of the things Nigropean say is a bit out there, I suppose. Maybe because of where he is right now. So when he's talking about what's going on in UK, etc., he has no, I don't know, it's hard to say. He doesn't have no, because I think he's been away from UK for a while. So anyway, back to the story. So all the people came up and they gave their 5 pence on their experience with Blaxit. Now, Julia, well, I got to know of her through a repatriation event. I didn't go to it, but I saw her pictures and stuff like that up. So I know of her. She actually went through something over here, and that's how she ended up in Gambia. So I'm going to show you a picture of her. I think I have one of her by herself. I don't think I have one of her by herself. I have a picture of her from her YouTube channel. Hopefully it will come out clear on here. So Julia went through some trials over here, trials and tribulations over here. And she left to go to Gambia. So what she's done, while she's in Gambia, right, she obviously settled down. She's living there now. She settled down and she's formulated a business, which is, like I said, letting land to expats and stuff like that. So maybe, like, I don't know. I don't want to be biased on a lot of things, because I do know someone who's actually been in kind of in contact with her, but not fully. But I don't want to be ignorant to the whole fact. So she's formed this business and she's running the business in Gambia. So the thing what's happened is now, like, a lot of people didn't get their land papers and clearances, etc., etc. So they went on to Unapologetic Nigerian's channel to talk to her, because Unapologetic, he's done like a series on Blaxit itself. Now, let me see if I can find it. Oh, it's gone. Right, I was gonna find a picture of him, but it's gone. Just my luck, hey. But yes, so I'm going to try to tell you a little bit more about Julia. No, that's not it. Guess we're gonna have to go through the Twitter. Oh, there's nothing on there. There's nothing on there. Okay, can't go through that. Oh, there's no information on there. Okay, so what I'm gonna do... Oh, there we go. I found her. So, I know you can hear this thing picks up absolutely everything. Julia, actually, like I said, she went through trials and tribulations in UK, and that's why she is where she is. So sometimes it's always good to start at the beginning of the story and not at the middle. So obviously she was having successful sales, etc., in Gambia. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to share the screen of a newspaper article of how she became to be in Gambia. So this is Julia, like the early days before she left, because she had to sue a school. But let's find out why she sued the school. The school raced around Mum Sue's primary school over campaign of racist abuse against son 7 by other pupils. Julian, 47, alleges her son was subjected to campaign of physical verbal abuse by fellow pupils at Holland Park Primary School in Clacton, Essex. A mum is taking legal action against the school over claims for 7-year-old suffered months of racial abuse. Juliet alleges her son was subjected to campaign. Oh yeah, I said that one already. In the incident, she claims that the youngest son, who she does not wish to name, was called the N-word more than 10 times. Julia is seeking damages from the governing body of the school, saying it did not do enough to tackle the problem. The mother of 2, who is now moving from Clacton with her children, said he was living with a knife edge the whole time he was there. I just felt like I couldn't protect him. There is just no way I could let him carry on at school. I went to the school in Essex and experienced similar abuse, and it breaks my heart to see it happening to my children. In February 2018, a note written by the boy's GP said the youngster, who does not want to be named, was not mentally fit to attend school for 2 weeks due to anxiety. Julia withdrew him from the school permanently in April, and this year after she had to take him to the hospital when she was slapped when he was slapped in the face so hard it caused a swell. She says when she discussed discrimination, self-guarding with the school staff who was accused of being threatening, Julia, who is chief executive of Equalities of Working Action Group, went to the school when her second son, 15, came from Clapton County High School with racist slurs scrawled on his shirt. One comment said, "Go back to the jungle." Another one said the C word. Fellow parent Sasika King is also seeking damages on Holland Park's governing school, alleging her son was racially abused and bullied. Mrs. King said her 10-year-old was assaulted by fellow pupils, but added the school did not do nearly enough to protect him and educate him. So that's one reason why she upped and left Britain or UK to go and live in Gambia. So she's out there when she was selling land and everything else. Now I'm gonna see if I can find now for you to meet her. While when she reached there, now she started it up, and this is one of her videos that she or interviews that she did. So I'm gonna show you. So this is Julia.
The founder of Blaxit, which is a channel on YouTube, but it's also a platform to promote our repatriation and relocation back to Africa. And in specifics, we're here based in Gambia, and we're encouraging everybody to come back to the Republic of the Gambia. And so we're a platform, we're a family, and we encourage inward investment into the Gambia. There's 33,700 members of the Blaxit family now, and on our platform, we have an average of 2.2 million views. And yeah, this is who I am. This is what I'm about. And I live here. I'm a resident in the Gambia, and I have my home in the Gambia. I raised my family in the Gambia. I'm married to my wonderful husband, and we have a great life here in the Gambia. So I'm so glad I repatriated here to the Gambia.
Now, while Julia was there, now she formulated, as you know, loads of alliances with with people over there, and talking in schools and all that. So we have to see her when she's doing her stuff, because you can't judge all the time. Sometimes, I mean, I say that, but I'm just putting the video out anyway, because she's been out there a long while, and she's done a lot of things in the time that was there. So I'm going to show another video of her.
We are a part of this community, and we are a part of Africa. You are us and we are you. There is no separation between us. If we hadn't have been taken, our ancestors had not have been taken in slavery, we would not have had to make this journey. We did not have a choice. We were taken by force. And 400 years to wait for a welcome is too long. It's too long. There needs to be facilities put in place for us. We've gone through trauma, pain, racism, discrimination. We've gone through poverty. Many of our brothers and sisters cannot even make it back, not even for a visit. So we're privileged ones, and let's all appreciate the fact that we are privileged just to be here today. But we need our voice to be heard. That is why we are requesting an audience with His Excellency Adama Barrow. It's important for 4 reasons. Inclusion. We are here and we are not going to disappear, and more of us are coming. We want equal rights. We do not want to be treated as others or outsiders. We want equal rights. We want there to be investments that are interesting for us. We do not want to have rights taken away from us. We want to be investing here on an equal basis and an equal footing as Gambian residents, as those that are Gambian citizens. We do not want to be discriminated against anymore. And we do not want to wait 15 years to become citizens. It is not fair and it is not right. We want to have proper business development in order to address the opportunities here, including things like upcycling, recycling, pyrolysis, agro-processing. We need to be integrated into this society. We don't want to be an invisible minority. And it's important that we also work and we are upholding all of the laws, and we are law-abiding citizens here in the Gambia. We want to learn the language and the culture, but we refuse to be ignored any further, and we feel as though we're being ignored. We have asked for one day, just a welcome. Give us a welcome and just one day to commemorate our ancestors. One day. One day. One day. Give us a Kunte Kinte public national holiday. Give us a Kunte Kinte public national holiday. You have public holidays to recognize nearly everybody, down to even the person who commissioned the slave ships, but nothing for us. And we refuse to be ignored any further. That is the reason why we need unity in the community. We need to look at our culture. We have been robbed of our culture, robbed of our language, robbed of our family, robbed of our legacy, robbed of our heritage. And when we come back, we do not want to be seen as outsiders anymore. We were outsiders over there. We do not need to be outsiders here. Ghana, $1.9 billion raised in less than 1 year. $1.9 billion raised in less than 1 year. I'm going to say it one more time. $1.9 billion raised in less than 1 year. Why? Because you open the door to your family, your African descendants. You open the door to us. Let's change the Constitution to remember us, because we're not included. This can be done via a private member's bill. And so we are asking for a private member's bill to be sponsored in order to effect this change. We don't have 5 years to wait. We don't have 10 years to wait. We have been waiting for an audience with the president since the 27th of December 2019. We have seen everybody come and get an audience with the president but us. All different faction groups and nations and nationalities. So it's important that today we have unity in the community, and that means equal rights and inclusion. So citizenship is crucial, and it cannot be swept under the carpet any further. It needs to be dealt with. And I know that it is on the hearts and minds of our MPs, but we need now to have action. And we want to be a part of the family. We want to be integrated into Gambian families, into Gambian society, the same way that I have been adopted into the Kajabi family by Lamin Kajabi. I wear a shobi when I go to the weddings. We sit, we eat together, we eat food. Whether it's Domada and Findi or Benachin, we eat together. We talk under the mango tree. We discuss what plans we can do to help improve the village. Let's do this on a wider scale. Each and every one of us should be adopted into a village, into a family, and be able to contribute to that.
So you see, she has passion. You see, she has passion. That's one thing I give her for. She has passion. See, she reached the country. She wants to be in like part of the setup, part of the community. So the scam thing blew up much later. But I will show you the good parts of it before all the other stuff came out, because unapologetic, he had a lot of evidence. You see, he had a lot of evidence. I haven't been unfortunately I can't show him, because he has a lot of what do they call it, I can't even think of the word. He had a lot of people talking and saying they were scammed by her. Now I'm going to hopefully get a video of the present day now, but I will continue. But like, you'll see the good sides, because she spoke to Dinis Demir, who is a great expat. He traveled from America, and he travels around various African countries. He also was adopted by an African family. He was also a prince. They gave him that levels to be a prince, and he also became a citizen of Nigeria. He also was given a citizenship of Sierra Leone. One was taken away, which was the Nigerian one, because they can't. I think something to do with the dual identification, but I don't know. I mean, he can talk. He needs to talk, or will hopefully talk about that himself. But Unapologetic gives news like this, you see. So I have to show you one of her and him, just a little bit. Hold on a minute. No, I think I'm going to show you African tigress talking to the Blaxit as well. Hold on a minute. Now this one might be a long one, but I will cut it anyway because it looks like it's a long chat with PowerPoints, etc. So we will see Juliet again in her element as well because she really can really push points forward or whatever. She's very good at that. So let's see what this one is.
Is doctor, right?
Yes, in Chi. I guess maybe you can use Daktari in Kiswahili or something, but I really just don't like the English language at all. So any English word, I really just don't like it.
Okay, so as Daktari Kambon has said, today we're going to talk about repatriation, and we're basically going to talk about how we can invest in the continent, like getting your money to the where you will be valued, getting your money to where it can have most impact. So we're going to start with you, Dr. Kambon. Why do you think that this is very important?
Very good. And if I could share my screen very briefly, I did a presentation that I ended up titling Divest from America and Invest in Africa to Make Africa Great Again. And there, I won't go through the entire presentation. It's there online for those who are interested through Abibitumi. But I do just want to share a few slides. I'm just going to share my whole screen. Right. Okay. So this one, there were a couple of points that I made. One was back in the 1980s. Some of you will remember the divestment movement to divest from apartheid in South Africa, right? And ultimately, this brought so-called apartheid to its knees, right? And I remember even as a child, like we would never, well, just one, we would never buy Coca-Cola anyway because it's poisonous, toxic waste. I remember like Shell filling stations, we would never shop at any of those Shell filling stations. We wouldn't purchase our petrol from there. All of, Total, like all of these other things. So even to this day right now, like I've never in my entire life bought fuel at a Shell filling station. And then the other ones that I remember from that time. So what ended up happening is that you have the white people who are like, if you shoot it in the white, then the black dies with it. So they had this analogy, but they didn't fool anybody. We're like, no, we're going to keep shooting the white, right? So that eventually led to the end of so-called apartheid. There's another one I just want to kind of just skip down, is that, there was all this capital flight going on there. And what they do is that they, get us to think that we should try to integrate, to try to get a desegregated public toilet. You can sit on the toilet next to white folks. That's no revolution.
This is just a presentation from the guy, by the way. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut it because it looks like he's going to go on. But the main fact is, right, you can see how Julia is very, very interactive with whoever she deals with, So we're going to move it along. Oh, hello. What I'm trying to do is highlight how she interacts with people, you see. So the outburst on the unapologetic thing, unapologetic channel, you know, to how she talks here is different to how she would be like when she's talking to other people, basically. I might have to play a bit of the argument, to be honest, so you can get an idea of what happened in the argument. What was she accused of? And because I don't think they got much on this one on her, on these videos of her. And then at the end, there is a person who speaks her mind on the whole thing. Yeah. And then I think I'll give my conclusion on that. Because what happened is what started out as a good idea, somewhere along the line, something went wrong, somewhere along the line. So I don't know whether you can hear the buzzing of the computer, I hope not. But yeah, something went wrong at the you know, what's supposed to be what you call it, count like a session to solve something. It didn't solve anything. I don't think, in my eyes personally, nothing came out of that really. I think one solution just about came out of it. I think the other people who watched it will probably know of what happened, because it was a drama, to be honest. And the videos that I pull up from the source where I get them from is not going to show that, you know. So I'm just going to show her in her element, you know, her at work, basically. You know, how she deals with the Gambians, how she interacts with the Gambians.
You are watching Pan-African Daily TV with Dr. Susan Tata. The Africa we want. Unity, consciousness, our culture, our spirituality, our history. One Africa for Africans worldwide. Motherlands calling its diaspora home. Join my voice. Join my team. Join my campaign. Campaign 21 hashtag 1 million subscribers in the Pan-African Daily TV.
To bring kind of
many sources of film. And so I'm kind of glad because it makes you reevaluate your income streams, your GDP, your economic policies, your fiscal activities. And so in that sense, I think that COVID has made us realize that actually the world is upside down. So, well, firstly, let me just start by saying things are great here, and we're not suffering in the same way that you are in the West at all, and it's not having the same impact. I mean, outside of having to wear a mask in a bank, I guess, life is as normal. So it hasn't really affected us. When they did have, I think last year, they tried to do a quarantine that didn't really work very effectively. And also the lockdown didn't work very effectively because, you know, in Africa will be Africans, and the lifestyle overtakes and will have a priority over anything else. So people are still going to go shopping because that is daily African life. And daily African life is that you go and you get your fresh produce every day. And so you go to the market, or you go and you buy, you know, whatever you need. So it would have been impossible to close down all of the markets. So all they did was restrict the times that you shopped. But now things are very, very much back to normal for us here. The only impact it's had really has been because of the travel restrictions. So in terms of tourism, that has been greatly reduced. And to be honest with you, I do understand the economical impact of it, but the less kebabs we see, the better it is for me. So I left England for that reason. So I don't wish to see them in my face every minute. So for me, it wasn't really a negative. I also think it has had some positive implications in that we've had to go back to our agriculture. We have to go back to our own cottage industries. You know, we have to realize that we can't rely on tourism as a main source of income. And so I'm kind of glad because it makes you reevaluate your income streams, your GDP, your economic policies, your fiscal activities. And so in that sense, I think that COVID has made us realize that actually the world is upside down, that we're the first world and the West is the third world. And I'll explain why I say that. The reason why I say that is because for us, we've had no shortage of food. There's been no clearing out of any supermarkets. I can pick mangoes, it's mango season, I'm not going to starve. I've got fresh water coming from the earth. I don't have to worry about everybody having COVID and dying and not being able to get clean water. I'm not worried about not being able to get electricity. My electricity comes from the sun. I'm not worried about anything. It didn't really impact me at all. And so that's the reason why I say, when I was looking at people having to queue, these long queues to go to supermarkets and the kind of craziness and the way that he was enforced to wear masks. I don't wear a mask because I have an exemption. I actually have asthma, so I can't wear it anyway. And the only place I had a situation with was in one shop, which was in Senegambia, a shop called Juliet, which I think is the Benin's run. And I had a full-out argument with them about the mask situation. And so this is a lot to do with the way that people who are indigenous to Africa actually act in Africa. And so this superiority complex that a lot of people who aren't indigenous to Africa has can have impact on how subservient they make other people, because they take advantage of the financial situation where there could be people on a lesser income. And so they have that financial power, they have that spending power, and they abuse it on, especially when it comes to countries where the economy is seen to be weaker than the West. So I've seen that, and I did have an issue with that during COVID. And to be honest with you, I did lose it a little bit, and told a piece of my mind, because I don't miss my words. And I told him I'm not going back to Wadad, until Wadad, apologizes to me for discriminating against me in, my own country. And this is Gambia, this is my country. Africa is my country, I'm in Africa. And so, I even showed them my inhalers and what have you, and they still insisted. So this shows you that people are actually using, the whole pandemic to take advantage and to impose, their discrimination against us as well. So I did experience that, and I wasn't happy about it. And I did say that I would go to the health minister and make a big fuss about it, because what they did is actually against the law. You're not supposed to discriminate against anybody. He told me it's private property. I said, if it's private property, they can put it on private property and take it out of the public domain. Because as long as you're inviting the public in, it becomes a public domain. And so people need to understand also the law. So when they're getting people to stand up in front of their shops, and to act as security to stop people coming, they need to understand the law. first before they actually go and open their mouth, because you shouldn't, you know, if your door's open to the public and you're a public shop, that's what you are. You're a public service.
Wow. Whew. It's hard when you speak like this, and I heard Glendon, who just landed, also was talking about issues like that. I mean, so it's kind of like you leave the UK where you're faced on another agenda, and then you get back to the continent. You also experience it from that. So how do you merge that understanding, particularly on your daily work? What's happening? There's some echoes.
Yeah, I didn't hear the last part that you actually said.
Right. Is it okay now? Is it better?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, the question was like, how do you know, I can imagine your mindset, like somebody like Glendon that just landed in the Gambias, and he was talking about the situation of the indigents actually preferring, you know, to even give out their apartments and their accommodations to the Chinese because of the purchasing power, as with regard, you know, to the diaspora that are coming back home. What is it that you're doing with Blaxit that, you know, to bring this kind of, I know it's complex, but how do you manage that to even explain to the authorities or to the indigenous?
To be honest with you, it doesn't happen that regularly. It's not like, I would say, an issue that we encounter on a daily basis. Yeah. Obviously, what it is that we have to look to the foundation of where the problem comes from. You can't just say, okay, how are we going to solve this? Yeah. The impact of colonization has had its impact on all of us. Yeah. The white savior syndrome has had its impact on all of us, because diasporans also coming back still carry white savior syndrome with them when they return as well. And so we're all damaged. All of us are damaged in some way, shape, or form. And, you know, our psychosis, our socialization, even our spending habits and our buying habits, and the way we've been educated impacts on the decisions that we make on a day-to-day basis. But in terms of that, I've actually had very favorable, well, I must confess, maybe because I do Blaxit, I don't know. But I've had, very favorable treatment, I must confess, in most, I would say, daily activities. I get very, very good treatment. And, I get on very, very well with my brothers and sisters here on the continent. In terms of priority being given, I'll give you an example. Recently, there was a building that we only learned was up for sale at the very last moment. It was in a prime location, and when we heard that it was available for sale, we ran, because it's like a big building. It was in Bigelow, it was ideal, next, right close to our office, and we need a building for us as African descendants that we can own a prime location. It had, like, say, about 8 apartments and about 5 or 6 shops. And then the owner who owned the building decided to sell the building to the Chinese. We said, hang on, give us a chance. Like, we'll form a consortium, and, like, say the building was like 12 million Blaxit. We'll get the 12 million Blaxit, we'll buy the building. Just give us some time, because we only just heard about the fact that it was available for sale. But in fact, they went and they sold it to the Chinese. And that is happening a lot, because the Chinese have the economical clout. So it's not so much about preference. It's about the fact that they can put 12 million on the table right here, right now.
I really want to get to the other part of this, because they also said she was a scammer. As you can see, she's a very staunch businesswoman. She sees an opportunity, she jumps on it. She doesn't play. Yeah. So I'm going to do an audio of the situation that arise. I probably might not play all of it because it's very long. So I might skip parts where I feel have to be skipped, because sometimes you don't need to take things on and on and on, so I would put on the situation that happened. What was she accused of? So that you can hear for yourself. Those who don't sub to unapologetic, because there's many of them. Those expats and also the Gambians did videos of the Blaxit situation, because they felt that a lot of things wasn't spoken about, a lot of things was taken out of out of proportion, and basically it was a lot of ratchet behavior that happened when the victims, as he calls it, came out of the woodwork. Now, after all this, I mean, I don't think I'll be able to play the lady who put her opinion on the whole thing, because she said, even if though he said that, even he wouldn't be trusted, which is unapologetic. He can't be trusted because he's doing this to take her clients, because she have a lot of clients, because there was quite a few of them, 4 or 5 of them, but she have dealt with a lot of people, and she got land free and she resold it. She repackaged it and sold it, allegedly. So there's a lot of things that is going on in Gambia at present. All now, people scamming to get money to build houses. A lady told her story with unapologetic again. So there is a lot of scamming going on a whole. So we are going to hear, I'm not going to play all of it, mind you, because it's really long. We are going to hear the situation where she blew up, or her husband blew up on one of the people. And I think one mini solution was sorted, but not all was sorted, So I'm going to do this now. Okay, good to go.
I've got to turn this off actually, because if I don't turn this off, I won't be able to, or will I be able to hear him right there? Oh gosh, what am I connected to? No.
Yeah, I'm in London.
I initially sent her some money for a plot, a frontline plot in Jambanjelly. She later on then came back to me and said that plot had been gone. Sorry, it was Jabang, and then she said that plot has gone, but there's some in Jambanjelly, and I had to send her the difference in money. And this was 2 40 by 40, 20, sorry, 2 plots, 20 by 40. So I sent her the difference in money, and that was in May. I've got all my transactions. I can send you paperwork after. And then it turns out that the plot was in Kasakunda, nowhere near where she was meant to have given us the frontline plot, not in an area that had any development at all.
Sorry, could I just say something? But Jambanjelly is a bigger city than the other place.
Then Kasakunda, yeah. Apparently Kasakunda, because my husband's from Gambia, so Kasakunda is further out. But Juliet was reassuring us that they have the same district. So it happened that she took over 2 months to even process. I sent her more money to process the land registration. She was unable to do that. There was a lot of excuses and a lot of missed calls saying she's sick, she's this, she's that. I had so much patience because we had quite a good rapport with her at the beginning. So I didn't want to bother her. I didn't really contact her much. I was just leaving her to do her thing. It was only my husband who was getting a bit concerned that how come, because he's from Gambia, so he knows the process shouldn't take that long. What's going on? Find out what's going on with your plot. Like, you've sent her a large amount of money. I'm talking about just under £4,000.
Was that?
So this is one of the victims of the scam or whatever. Her money was taken. She didn't get what she wanted. She's explaining to unapologetic about it and showing him that she wanted A, but instead she got B instead. So that's one of the victims right now talking right now.
Plus 500. No, plus 500 for the registration of the land. £500.
How much extra did you send her?
So sorry, in total, so the extra, including everything in total was about 3,900, everything in total, and then it was £500 for the registration. I did go on her channel and I did make some comments, and we got someone involved over there who's quite senior in the police, a relative of ours, and she refunded back the £500 because she was unable to process the land registration. However, she was adamant that we have our land and she had done nothing wrong. When he got involved, that's when she gave us the receipt for the land. So it was made, we believe it was made up months later, because we didn't have those receipts before the issue came up with what's going on. Why are you taking so long? Where is the land? All these questions. It's only when we've sent someone over there that she's come up with all this paperwork and all this receipts. And I think the agents are involved in it as well, because when we did send someone over there, they gave us different plot numbers. So it's not the plots that she originally gave us, complete different plot numbers. And I think she tried to rectify herself, so got backdated all these paperworks. Up to now, we actually don't know. The land's not registered, so I don't actually know if I own anything, to be honest.
Sorry, excuse me. I want to say something anyway. I don't even mind to show my face anyway. So the thing, Julian, my name is Omar. I'm from Gambia. I born and raised in the Gambia. So I'm from Brikama, but I was living in Sokoto for more than 10 years. So I know how everything works in the Gambia. My wife sent money for Juliet, but Juliet, the way she do the things is not proper. It's not the right way. That's how you're supposed to treat your customers and the people you're making with the business. But if you see, my wife is sending the money for the Julian to buy the plot, but she trusts Juliet. So, but if we call the Juliet, sometimes Juliet don't even answer our call, right? Okay, one time I was there, I said, Juliet, this issue is going over nearly 1 year now, and the amount of money we send you, we know England is not easy. It's not like people going to give you money for free. And in this country, you're not going to mess around with people with their money. So I just said to them, can you let us know how the all this paperwork and the land transfer and everything? So I know Gambia very, very well. I know they are very, very well. How everything can work, because how we can figure it out. So I just told Sir Juliet, I said, my family is there in Gambia.
So can I ask a question? Yeah. Okay. So you sound like you know your stuff over there, and that you know people over there. If you know somebody like at least what made you specifically go through Juliet to do this?
Because for me personally, she comes from here where I'm from. She sounded like she had good connections in the Gambia. She sounded like she's doing things very professional. She had a huge following of people encouraging her, and we did like what she was doing. It felt like she wanted people from the diaspora to come back home. It sounded all right. It sounded, and I thought she's from here as well. So maybe, there's some concerns that we might have by giving our money to people. Not saying there's anything wrong with giving money to people in Gambia, but because she was from here, there's certain legislations that she might have looked into further for us that we thought it was a bit safer. And my dad was quite interested in her. We spoke to her for hours and hours. We had a good rapport with her, so we was quite confident that we can do something with Juliet. She sounded like she had our best interest. She wanted people to come back home. That's why we trusted Juliet. Can I just say that when we started questioning her, challenging her in the most professional and decent way, she become very defensive, rude, abrupt, and that's when she started, said, if you know people here, then get them to do it yourself, and started to become very hostile and very unprofessional. Yeah. And I can see the comment on the screen. No, I know, and I've spoken to many people that have the same similar situation as me. And I did go on her page because there was a time when I was very frustrated, and I've made some comments under there with my story to let her know that I'm not part of anyone that's trying to slander her, but this is the case. Don't send money to Juliet. She was very unhappy. She contacted me privately through someone else to try and rectify everything so that I could stop talking about it. Just to say that I paid 110,000 dalasi each plot for a 20 by 40 plot, 110,000 dalasi each. So that's 220 dalasi, thousand dalasi.
No, it's 240. It's 240,000.
No, I said 110,000 dalasi each. Step away from this, but she still continued to take money from.
Right. So let me say this before I go, man. Look, I really appreciate you having this live with all us come on and really tell our stories. I want to give you that. But also, I want to let you know that we did go to the authorities on her. And when we got to the authorities looked at all the paperwork and said it was illegal because I have a receipt.
You might be covering something with your hands, but I can't hear properly.
I have a receipt from Blaxit with Blaxit stamp on it that I paid her. So she was selling the land, right? That was her first mistake, right? That's what the authorities said in the Gambia. But then we showed her the Alcalo papers too, and they said that wasn't enough. But she refused to come in. They called her. The police told her to come in. She didn't come. She sent her husband. She bullshitted around it the whole time. And now we still at this point. So to me, she paid somebody off. And now we're at this point to where the authorities that's over there are on one side, and it's not the right side. But I'm gonna say this: I'm glad that all of us are together, and I want to make sure that everybody stay in touch with this because we need to know how many more people out there that's going through this problem, man. And I'll watch the rest of the live video later, but I really appreciate that at least that you came on to let people tell their story and get together with other people. That's very smart of you.
Yeah, it's okay. And I appreciate the fact that you've come on and been patient with me. Just like Mr. Strickland. I mean,
Mr. Strickland, you both bought land at the same place, right? So I'm guessing
same time.
that problem.
But
So the same problem happened.
Here's something that I ran into with Juliet. The second trip, when Thread and I went to Gambia at the same time, I was told that I tried to contact Juliet. She would not answer the phone or anything. So I went to the police. The police, as Thread said, Juliet would not respond. She paid the police off or whatever, but she didn't show up. I came back to the United States and called Juliet, and she finally answered the telephone. I asked her, what was the deal on my paperwork? And she told me, I sent your paperwork to Banjul Cam Squad Police Department, and it can be picked up there. I hired a lawyer to go pick my paperwork up in Banjul. When he went to the police station, the police told him that Juliet did not send any paperwork. She didn't mail any paperwork. They didn't have any kind of documentation on my property, and therefore they could not help him.
This is sad, man. But y'all, peace. I'm out. I'm gonna catch up with y'all later, man.
Take care.
Very much, Mr. Drake.
All right.
So, as with Fred, I spent 2 round-trip tickets and a great deal of money on hotel, food, and cab fare over there trying to resolve this issue. And at this point, it's not resolved because she's ducked and dodged. And as Dred said, I believe she's paying off the police authorities because I've gone to the local police as well as the Banjul police. And each point that I went to, I was given a runaround after they talked to Juliet. Initially, they would tell me, okay, we'll take care of this. We'll go pick her up, and she either give you the money or the paperwork. They went and picked her up, and on the way back from her home to the police station, something transpired between her and the police. She did not show up. And I wasted a bunch of money and time for cabs and whatever. I've spent somewhere in the vicinity of probably $7,000 trying to correct a situation that's worth a lot less. And it's not about the amount of money I spent. It's the fact that I don't like being scammed. And that's what she did to me. And she's showing you documentation with signatures. That stuff I didn't sign. The only thing I had was a receipt that they gave me on a piece of paper, a piece of notebook paper. That's all I got when I purchased the property. All the rest of that garbage that got my signature or whatever's on it is a bold-faced lie and a forgery. And I don't care what she says, because if you get a handwriting expert, it'll be proven that anything with my signature on there, other than that piece of paper that I signed for buying the property, is not.
Sorry, I would like to help you if I can. Yeah, I would like to speak to you in private. So I don't know how can I speak to you private anyway. I will show you the right way. You do it, and if you don't mind, you're gonna get your property. But so you see, Gambia is belong for all of us. It's not like as far as a black community. So the way I fight for my paper, I can fight your paper the same way, like me. I would like to speak to you privately. Any problem you go, I can support you if you don't mind.
I'm on the WhatsApp.
So guys,
contact you through WhatsApp.
Yeah. So you know the problem.
Yeah. What we'll do, we're going to transfer everybody's numbers over so you guys can communicate. Because Mr. Ted as well, he also said the same thing. So I think it's I had made the assumption that you guys all knew each other. It's crazy that a lot of you guys, you don't even know each other. It's just, hey, that me too. That's kind of a lot of proof that this incident is not isolated. That it's
not at all.
Yeah.
If you see the Gambia, I will tell you this: we are the foundation of the Gambia. So my family in the Gambia, it's not like everyone know my family in the Gambia. Where I'm coming from, it's a more popular place in the Gambia. So Gambia, it's not like I'm a stranger in the Gambia. I can say I'm born and raised in the Gambia. So you don't have to worry about too much. As far as we communicate as a black people, black community, we can help each other. These people, they just pretend they were not helping us. It's for that we feeding these people. They are not helping us. But if you say they're driving nice car, building new house, they having better life than us. So we're struggling in this country. We're struggling for everything. But look at how they're living. They're living better than us. So we cannot give our money to these people. They're trying to play with us. No. And anything they're trying to tell the people, they manipulate people with their brain. But so they are lying. They are absolutely lying. Anything they're saying is not true.
And I just need to mention that it's a big part of it is the money, but at the same time, it's had a big impact on our mental well-being, our everything, because it's caused a lot of stress, worry, anxiety, knowing that we've worked so hard to send and trust in someone, send our money over to have a future plan in a place where we want to go to in the near future to call home. And if anyone that lives in the UK or America knows how this system is so it's draining, it's mentally draining for everyone, where they take our money left, right and centre from the tax man. So when you do have an opportunity to kind of go back to Africa and build something, you know, it can give us a motivation to continue in here until we leave. But she just ruined all that. I don't even want to watch YouTube videos anymore. Anything that pops up about Gambia, I just don't feel sick to even think about it, because what she's put us through is an absolute nightmare.
And the thing, the people supporting the Juliet, right? Of course, I feel like, see, you're gonna have the support. But so the problem, the people gonna support the Julian, they don't have the business with the Julian. That's the problem. You see, some people in the YouTube, they just chat, but they don't spend no money for the Juliet, right? But we are the people, we spend our money, we know how we feel.
Yeah, when I did mention it to on her channel, there's a lot of her supporters
Negative comments,
saying we shouldn't be saying these things.
You're ungrateful. We have to say,
you're ungrateful. You should have been in land yourself. Why are you sending money? If someone is just, people can't physically be in one place all the time. And there's people that do transactions all over the world and they're not physically there. So if you trust in someone, you expect them to do what they say they're going to do. It's as simple as that. I don't mind if she was making a profit for me. Be transparent about it and do what you said you was going to do.
And I know that one day it
on the other device.
Yeah. So it like I'm saying, it's a civil matter. You know, the police cannot act on civil matter. It's the court that deal with civil matters. So you need to go to the court, get an advice.
You had to jump it a bit because we need to get to so that you can hear the ratchetness of the situation, because they're talking nice now, but later on it goes absolutely left. And whether anything is sorted, that's another thing, as you would hear and you'll listen, because when you listen as this individual, you hear more of what's going on, the more emotions, all that is happening at the same time. So the first lady said that she sent her money and that how, she thought she bought the land for her and she told her Pacific place, but she is also with a Gambian herself. Now, my thing is with that is that you are with someone from the continent, right? So really, he should have got a place for them to live in because he knows his way around Gambia as well. He shouldn't expect Julia to really go and get a place because she's not from there. She's not birthed from there, so she probably don't know all the places and that. So she probably gets given what she's given. That's what I'm thinking, and I'm not making excuses for her, but it's like me going out with a Nigerian or Cameroon, and then you're getting land from one of like a UK resident who's just lived over there, just moved over there recently. So with that, I disagree with her for, but it's what the other gentlemen had they purchased their land and the papers won't given solicitors wasn't doing right. But I'm not gonna talk. I'm gonna let them talk for themselves because they are the ones who's in it, and I'm not in it. So I'm just going by what they're saying. So I'm gonna let it play on.
From a court clerk, and they will tell you that, okay, this is it. You don't even need a lawyer. When it's necessary, yeah, they can say, okay, you need a lawyer. Because you can say, you know what, you have your receipt that she wrote to you. You have the communication, the emails. Those are evidence. You have a tangible evidence with you. Present it to the courts, and the courts will help you, and they will summon her, and he will come to the answer to the court, and they will say to her that first the court will ask her, are you a state agent? Where is your license? Where is the tax you've been paying in the country? So she's gonna be in problem herself. She can't get away with it. The reason is, it's not getting attention of the courts. That's why Julian is still going. But now all this noise is coming up. People are coming and saying this and saying that. I'm telling you, there are gonna be eyes on her everywhere because the GRA, the Gambia tax revenue will be eyeing on her now. So there'll be a lot of things now because you know what? The National Intelligence Agents, the NIA, the SIS, will be, because they listen to any program that has been going on and everything that can bring problem into the country, they are recording, and now they will spy on her to see what is her activities in the country. So if anybody have a problem, just follow the court procedures. Go to the court, summon her, and you know what? They will call her and put your case to the court. The police cannot do nothing because the reason is it's a civil matter. It's a civil matter. So civil matter, police don't get involved in that. So you are the one who have to go to the courts and summon her to the courts and let the procedures follow. And with that, maybe the court will order her to pay your money back, or maybe she will get a problem because they will say, why are you acting as somebody who is selling property and you haven't get a license? Because Julian doesn't have a license to operate an estate agent in Gambia. Last time I know, she was not issued a license. So why should she be involving in land selling to people? Because I heard that even Western Union have to block her sometimes because some of the bureaus will come. They said that she received money from abroad to a point that when she come to get money, receive money, Western Union will hold back the money to question why is he receiving this money all the time? Because they're thinking that whether it's a money laundry or what, because people in the West been sending so much money because of their plots, and sometimes he will use different names to go and pick the money. So don't let him trick you by you sending money in a different name, because when you get to the court and his name is not on that receipt, you will not able to file it.
This is what I've been telling people. Do not send money. And the thing is that sometimes you might be okay. Sometimes everything will be smooth. I've had people comment and say, yeah, I went and bought my land. Yeah, there was no problem. But you've got to realize, Africa is a dynamic continent. Gambia is extremely dynamic. It's very mercurial. There's things happening all the time. So you could at the same time go to the same agent and pay for land, similar land in a different part, and you could have an amazing time and grab your land papers within 3 weeks, and the other person could have a nightmare, an absolute nightmare, and be waiting for 15 months for his papers to come through. So you cannot use that as an excuse. You can't just say that this person is good, she's good for me. What's good for you, right? It could mean that that person didn't experience any problems getting your paperwork through, but when they experience certain problems that are out of their control, or perhaps even in their control, when they experience problems with somebody else, they were like, okay, let's tie this in a little bow, and that's your problem, that is. Okay, thanks for the money. That type of attitude, that's the kind of attitude they have. But I don't doubt that there are good, that there are very good judges and lawyers who are not corrupt. They do exist, especially in the Gambia, right? I mean, isn't the the top prosecutor on this planet, in the world, the #1 prosecutor, right? The most powerful prosecutor in this world is a Gambian woman, right? And I'm guessing you know who that is, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Miss Fatu Ben
Bensouda, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. So the most powerful lawyer in the Gambia, they do exist.
That's what I think. Yeah. But you're more, you sound to be more.
It's not like you can pay all of that, but this is part of what I have.
That she did. Yeah. She said going to do. Totally. When you questioned her about it, she's not angry. Exactly.
Hello?
Okay. Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, perfect.
So one of my cousin, they live in Jamanjeri. I go Jamanjeri. Jamanjeri and Kasakunda is different. And Jamanjeri and Kasakunda, they have like two alcalos, different alcalos. But the first statement, what Juliet was saying.
Let me help you. I am from Jambanjeri. Let me help you. I am from.
I can even call someone, my friend. I say, yo, go Jambanjeri. We got the blood there. Go, you see where the blood is located, right? Okay, even I'm laying down in my bed, I can find information from the Gambia from my friend. Even right now, I call somebody, do this, he will go for me.
Are you playing back the recording?
Why?
Yeah, it seems like the recording is playing.
It seems like you're playing back the recording.
Yeah.
But messaging on the comments. So I want to address some.
There's no specific way.
That's not the case. The case is here. It's what the court recognize, because you cannot take the alcalo paper to go to the bank and say, you know what, I have to put this money, this compound paper here. I have to borrow money, because the bank borrow money is in Gambia. They tell you bring your compound papers. So the right thing is the right papers that Gambians use as a compound papers. Yes.
There's no specific way or specific day. So it depends on the connections you have sometimes. But like he was trying to explain something like after you get your alcohol transfer, that's the first entrance. Yes, I understood that. But and he was mentioning like area council.
Sorry, folks, I'm jumping here, but you know, right, we have to get to the part of the ratchet behavior, because if you're trying to do something to sort something out, right, sometimes it's better to do it offline, you know, because everything comes out, everything literally comes out. The young lady literally goes into burst of anger and it just goes left, honestly. So I'm trying to get to that part too.
Which does not match up on what he was saying. You know, after you get your alcohol transfer, the first thing what you need to do, you need to get a sketch of a plan. A sketch of a plan is a map which will show where your plot is, and it is also going to show like what is in that area, so that people can easily trace your land. Then after you get your sketch planning, then you can use that sketch of planning and check it to physical plan, not area council. He was saying area council, that which is not true. It is taken to a physical plan's office. So it is going to be on the physical plan. On that physical plan's office, what he was saying that the procedures, it depends. Sometimes some people can fast track the procedures and still the document is going to be authentic. I have in a situation whereby I was able to fast track a land document which I just make for 1 week. Sometimes in Africa, it depends on the connection you have. There is no, it can take people for 1 month. For 1 month, some people it can take them 6 months, some people it can take them for 1 year. Basically, it depends on the number of papers you have. For example, we're talking about Blaxit. Blaxit was having a lot of papers in physical planning, although I'm not here to talk to defend Blaxit. But if Blaxit want to bring, let's say,
Can I ask him under one question, please? Physical plan is under which department?
If you don't mind,
Can
some
you
of the
ask
documents will take 1 year because the government has to prioritize others. It's not only Blaxit. So they have to make the documents for them and make it for us. And I have even got into a situation in physical plan whereby some of the machines are not working. So sometimes it depends on the connections you have in physical planning.
She's a front runner.
Basically, what the brother was explaining about the procedures of land, most of it does not go like that. So what happens is like after you get your schedule plan, then you will take it to like physical plan. Then physical plan,
that is not true. Physical planning is under area council.
On TDA,
physical planning,
what we call tourist development area, whether the land is for residential purpose, whether it is going to be for agricultural purpose, it depends. So after the land is being taken, after the documents is being taken there, then they will approve if it's something which is genuine, that it will be approved. So after they approve it, then they will tell you to go and pay for official transfer, which is $7,000. So after you pay for official transfer, then you will work on how to get your document to the SAFO. When we're talking about SAFO, because SAFO is the head of the whole district. Remember, the Alcalo is the head of the village, but the SAFO is the head of the district. That's how it is been structured during the colonial time in Africa. So when you take it there, also you have to pay some money to the SAFO. You have to pay sometimes $5,000 to the SAFO. Also to make sure that he put his stamp to indicate that.
I want you to reply to him now. Okay. So what have you guys got to say to what you just heard there?
Let me
hold up, man. Let me say something since I'm on.
Let me respond to the brother because he said a lot of things that I said that is not. Number one, the physical planning office is right in the area council. That's where they are located. If he doesn't know that, in Brikama, because all this transaction Juliet is doing is on the Combo Central. It's on the Brikama, the West Coast region. So West Coast region, the physical planning office is no. Allow me. You talk. I don't interject. I listen to you. Allow me to talk. Because what Juliet said before is I said Alcalo paper. It is not a paper so that that's the only paper you need to own a land in Gambia. I make that point. And I said to you, after you get an Alcalo paper, you need to go to area council. Area council, if you look in your land paper, the form that they give you, you need to fill in it. It is called area council. The form, the land transfer form, it's area council that is written on it. After you get that form, area council will locate somebody in physical plan to go and check whether the land is not under government reserve land before they can put their stamp on that official transfer paper. So any land transfer paper is an area council transfer paper. So you don't know what you're talking about. Maybe you don't own a land in Gambia. If you own a land, you will see on top of the land transfer paper, it says area council, Brikama area council, because that's where you pay compound rates and everything to. So they are the one who.
I want to hear a reply from Blaxit on this one. Go ahead.
Get your Alcalo transfer, yes or no? What is our agreement? Our agreement is just that I help to safeguard, your purchase from the landowner. I am not an estate agent. I'm a repatriationist. That is what my channel is about.
No.
You and your husband offended me. You and your husband offended me.
No.
And that is the reason why you're on here now. That's why I sent you a cease and desist. Negropean, he actually said on his own channel that I sent a cease and desist to Tracy, but it was to you, wasn't it, Camilla? Why don't you just admit it? Because you went under all my posts telling lies. And I sent you a cease and desist. In addition to that, let's be honest, you are not rosy in all this, are you?
right? The bottom of the line is I went out of my way to change your land papers when you made mistakes because you didn't want your husband's name on it. Why don't you tell your husband to buy your land? Why don't you tell him that? Because you didn't trust them, because you thought Gambians were going to steal your money.
Please,
So at the end of the day, you relied on me in order to do that. I told you that the land was in Jambanjelly Estate. Jambanjelly Estate. That is the name of the estate, and that is where your land is. It's in Jambanjelly Estate, which is in Casakunda. And at the end of the day, Casakunda and Jambanjelly, they actually are side by side. So you can go from one region to the next in like literally some areas, it actually overlaps. I should know, I live here. Secondly, even where I live isn't all tar roads. Even Kamoli isn't all tar roads and doesn't have water. Even parts of Kotu and Banjul and Bigelow don't have tar roads and water. So stop making up lies. You know this is the truth. This is Africa. This is the Gambia. And you know what? I'm sick and tired of this attack on my person, attack on my brand, attack on me helping people to get their automatic citizenship. Because your investment is not safe even if you have it up to leasehold, if you don't have citizenship. And you're not supporting with that effort. All you're trying to do is tear me down and tear everybody else trying to help and to change things down. Since I went to meet the president, this is when all these attacks are started. But I'm just going to line up by saying one thing. Wherever your issues are, go and take it to court. You already tried, and it's not going to win because you don't have a leg to stand on. You know this. All of you know this.
Juliet, stop operating as a land seller. Stop operating because you are involved.
Case Camilla, your husband was rude, arrogant, and disrespectful. And that's the reason why I cancelled your agreement. I was sick at the time, and another person, I had an operation on my hand. I had an accident, right? And you guys have got absolutely.
Hello, Julian. Sorry, I'm here. Sorry, Julian. Hello, Julian.
Hello.
You can hear me. It's Camilla husband, Julian. Can you hear me properly? Hello.
Go ahead, man. Speak.
Yes.
I'm not getting have it. So do your worst. I'm not interested in what you're saying. And as for you, Prince Strickland, you came here and started having a
Julia, can I talk, please? Can I speak?
Told us that you was with your wife for 14 years.
Julia,
in the Valley of the Council, going to Bussorah. You went to the land on November the 11th and you saw the land and you purchased your land after that and you obtained your alcohol transfer.
Juliet, you get busted. You spoil your credibility. You get busted.
Julia, hold on. Julia, I can hear me. Julia, since I call you right May, I call you on May. We do the transaction of the May, right? August, right? I called you, Julia. I said, what's the problem? You told me you were sick. I said, sorry about that if you're sick. Yeah, that's why I told you. Okay, after then, I asked you, Julia, we've been waiting for the possession of the land. For how long? We don't have no information and we don't have no update. I told you, Julian, I got my family in the Gambia. I'm going to call them. You can meet with them. You can go and show the plot so that they can see where the plot is located.
Yeah, she didn't like that.
Hold on.
She didn't like
what he told me, no, I don't know whether it's Skeba. Something his name is Skeba. You mentioned Skeba name. Who do the drill? To show the plot. He told me, Skeba, he's not there. He went somewhere. But if Skeba's come back again, we're gonna show the plot. I said, all right then, Julian. I said, that's not a problem. I had to call you back as Julian. I don't insult you. What did I insult you? Can you tell me? Can you mention me? What did I tell you? And you say insult.
I've got messages.
No, hold on. Let me talk. Hold on.
Juliet messages.
Can you say that to me, please?
To hope that she got better. I was patient with
Yeah.
Juliet. I had a lot of respect for Juliet. Juliet is a liar. And for her to say I didn't want his name on it, where did that come out of? Where did that come from?
Can you prove me right now? There's so many people watching in this live.
They are welcome to. All land has clearance and all land has certificate. And you should understand what that is. And as for you, Camilla, you'll be getting another notice. This time it's going to be a letter for court action.
I never got one in the first place. I will speak the truth. Yeah, you liar. You're a compulsive liar. And I don't business what you got to do about cease and desist.
Sorry.
Yeah? Liar.
And Julian, and what is our first statement also? You say the first plot is in the Jambanjelly.
Exactly.
So if the plot is in the Jambanjelly,
hold on,
let me talk. Hold on. The first plot is in the Jalambang, right? Okay, let's drop Jalambang one. The second plot, right, in the Jambanjelly. If the plot is in the Jambanjelly, why the plot is going to located in Kasakunda? Can you tell me about that? Why the plot in the Jambanjeli in the first statement in the front line, why he's going to locate it in the Jambanjeli or on Kasakunda? So Kasakunda and Jambanjeli is different.
Allow Blaxit to answer
I've got WhatsApp messages and I've got
we got all evidence.
Evidence, and voice notes from Juliet. She's a liar. So I've got everything to say where she said the plot was in the first place. She's a liar. She's a compulsive liar, and I'm not having it. Do not come on this live and say that and make up all these things about personal issues that we didn't want this one's name. That is a lie. That is a goddamn lie.
We are not in the Gambia.
Of our money, thank you.
We are not in the Gambia. We are not in the Gambia. So you are the one who are in the Gambia, but we trying to send our family members to go and see our plot and our land, where our land is located. But you don't even allow us to go there to see. And I can call the people right now. I call them to say, yo, I got the land in the Gambia. Can you go? You check me the land, where the land is located. Yeah. Even we got our plot, right? But our agreement, that's not where our plot is supposed to be located, Juliet.
It was not meant to be in Kasakunda.
It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be Jambanjeli. Jambanjeli and Kasakunda. I know Jambanjeli more than you, and I know Kasakunda more than you. Kasakunda and Flakunda, they are not. Anyone is listening to me in here and it's from the Gambia. Jambanjeli and Kasakunda is different, and it's different Alcalo. Where I was born in the compound in the Alcalo places in Brikama, Smakunda. That's where I born in. That's where they pay the tax. Do you hear me what I'm saying? I'm not a stranger in the Gambia. We are not stupid.
The first time, sorry, one more thing. The first time, the initial money was for a plot in Jalambang. So I've got all the screenshots, messages, everything. I'm going to email them over to you because I'm not having her come on a live and lie and say that this is why.
One thing I can attest to here, that Jambanjeri and the place Kasakunda, it is miles far from each other.
Right.
They are not close to each other. There can be even 2 to 3 villages between them. So I don't know where she's saying that Jambanjeri and Kasakunda are in. They are far. Jambanjeri, it is close to Sanyang or close to Latria and Jambur. So where she's saying Jambanjeri, Kasakunda is close to Serakundanding, going to Nyofele. Nyofele, that's where Kasakunda. You pass Kasakunda and you get Serakundanding, and then you go Nyofele. So what she's saying here, he's comparing orange and apples. There's no iota of a truth in what she is saying. I grow up on those areas. I keep running around, going to farms in those areas. I know those areas very well. There are 2 to 3 villages between them because there's Jalambang. Because for you to get access to go to even Kasakunda, it is further down, and I'm very surprised she can come on a social media platform and lie when Gambians are looking and knowing exactly. Gambians wake up and know which woman this woman.
I'm sorry. Let me say something. Do any of you guys know anyone called Daniel Samba?
We've heard of him, but we don't know him personally. I don't know him. I know he's a YouTuber. I've never spoken to him in my life.
Okay, there's a video coming out about him very soon because I've had about 3 emails tonight about this gentleman. I just had the 3rd one, but that's another video for another day. Okay, I'm gonna.
But is Juliet still on? Juliet, you still on?
She's not on. She might be watching, but she's not on.
She need to come back on. She need to talk to me.
She's a liar. She's a liar.
No, she retreat quickly to say that you remember when she said she doesn't sell land. She only promote. You see her because she know the implications on trying to be a land seller and you don't have a proper estate agent license by operating and by not paying tax to the GRA, to the government, because you defrauding the government from having revenue. So she backtracked to say, oh, she doesn't sell land. She just, recommend and blah. I can see this woman going in the field, standing, demarcating land and saying it's a demarcation, knew this thing, knew that thing, knew this. She says she's not a land seller. She is not a land seller.
Excuse me. Can I talk to Juliet? I want to talk to Juliet, please, y'all. I understand what y'all saying. Y'all said y'all for it. I want Juliet to talk. Because Juliet is the problem to all this. I need her to talk to me so she can explain to people the problem she had with me with my property. So, because she don't understand how much I got. So I want her to talk right now so we can get this all out in the open.
Well, maybe she'll come back on. But she has a story for every. She has an excuse and a story for everyone. All our individual issues. She has an answer and excuse to every single one. And then made up lies just now randomly. She's a very dangerous woman.
Sorry, I know, man.
Wait, hold
up. I know. Let me explain something to you.
Stuff to say, and then I'm gonna be out of the chat. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
This is what I want to say. Juliet said that she doesn't sell land. She is lying. The land in Bushra, she sold it on the Blaxit. She went over there and told the villagers that she's gonna build a borehole for them. She built the borehole, of course, but what did they give Juliet? Their land. And that's the whole chunk of land, like that what that guy was saying.
But listen, man, hold up. Listen, man, but what I'm saying is whatever deal she did with them, that's fine and dandy. I really don't care about that. What I care about is that the deal that she did with us.
Oh, no. You can't say that, my brother. If you say that, you know what? No. If you're going to speak like that, no.
It's crazy, isn't it? And you notice they still haven't sorted out nothing anyway. So she come on and they had a whole shouting match. So nothing was sorted. Okay, but later on, what happens now? Something kind of gets sorted. But then her husband has to come on and talk.
And I do have that receipt directly paid Juliet Blaxit with my money.
We are strangers in our.
You didn't want to come allocate the property to me when I was dead. You bullcrap me until I left. And then you want to say that I didn't show up. No, I didn't show up because the guy, when I showed up out there, the guy that Jalo sent that said he was on his way or his wife was sick. That's why he couldn't make it there. And I jumped on him about it because he's not the first. That's not the first time he's told somebody that. Oh, my wife's sick. I couldn't make it. We done heard that so many times. It's ridiculous. You're not sick, but you're not sick when you're taking my money and you showing land. You're not sick. You don't feel bad. You don't none of that. When somebody got money in their hand, you go scramble and you get to the property and show them that and you sell them the land. Then after that, you forget about it. That's our problem.
Thank you.
I want it to be resolved.
Thank you very much.
She need to keep her integrity and do the right thing because I keep telling her, like I told her before, this is going to sink her. I mean, sink her. And I keep trying to tell her that because I like what she was doing. I was in agreement with her on everything else she was doing, even with the land, until I found out at the end the problem with the land. But for all the stuff that she was doing, I was in total agreement with her. Total agreement with her. But when you show me a side that you are a bull crapper, a liar, a goddamn bullshitter, and taking people money, then everything else goes out the door. Everything else. Because this is business. This ain't nothing personal. It's business.
Exactly. And you're spot on. You're correct. And that's my
and
art
now
issue.
She don't want to come on and address me. She don't want to talk to me.
No, if you listen, she doesn't talk directly to us.
She's in the comments. She is answering you, I believe.
She's still talking about
she need to come on. She need to come on and me and her talking. Y'all hear everything. But she's not going to come on with me.
The problem, the alcalo is the accused, right? We don't got nothing to do with the alcalo.
She wants to say,
right? We don't. The problem, Julian's supposed to understand. We don't send money for alcalo. We send money to Julian below the account. Do you get what I mean? We don't got nothing to do with the alcalo. The alcalo don't even know us. Right? We got issue with the Juliet. She don't do the things properly. Right? She's greedy. She's greedy. That's why she's in this bloody problem right now with the issue with the people. We don't got nothing to do with Alcalo, and let him stop spoiling in our Gambian people name, in our Alcalo name. Alcalo don't know nothing. Do you get what I mean? Stop using our people name in our Gambian people name. Gambia is a peaceful country and it's a beautiful continent in West Africa. Stop spoiling Gambian name. If you
No,
know you're gonna make people
I
one
know,
stop
but
following the Gambian people, man, stay cool.
I need her to come on because she has a lot
Yeah, no,
of
she's not
people.
gonna come on because she's a liar. She's not gonna come on. She's a liar. She will do a comment, but she's not gonna come.
She's on the comment and she's saying that you did get your Akala transfer, and that's what she said to us.
Okay.
But wait. The issue that we're having is the Akala transfer is not a legal document. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Even if she gave me back a refund for my land processing, there's nearly £4,000 that I gave to Juliet for land that
20
I,
by 40.
at the moment, don't legally own up to now, a year and a bit later. So it should have been my responsibility to sort out the mess when in the paperwork that she gave me in the beginning, yeah, and I've got a lot of messages from her. The agreement is that she was gonna do this land, and then I sent her money to register the land. She hasn't done what she was meant to do. She hasn't fulfilled her agreement with us, and that's the issue. And then she had the attitude and unprofessionalism afterwards, and she's lying on top of it, and that's the concern that we're all having.
Thank you. I wish she'd just come in. I wish she'd come in. I've been waiting. That's the only.
Personal. It was nothing personal until she started lying and making it personal, individual stories like just now about what she said on the live, and then I think she mentioned something about your wife. So that was out of order, and it's a disrespect to people that trusted her to process something for them. It's as simple as that.
Well, I didn't hear anything about my wife. You talking about my wife?
Sorry, she said she was saying something. I don't know. She's got a story for every individual one of us. I don't know, but she said something about your wife, and this is why this happened and whatever. So let her speak when she comes on. She's watching, and she's probably.
That girl is terrible. Well, Juliet was talking to the Gambian man about her, and she's gone and flung it and said something about he was talking about the man's wife. Absolutely terrible, that girl is, man. Absolutely terrible. Obviously it's very heated. There's a heated conversation. Yes, words are said. Yes. But she wasn't talking to the man. She was talking to you and your husband, because your husband intervened a few times. Anyway, let's listen.
I don't know what she's doing, getting her season disease ready.
Sorry, the problem about the Gambian people, they don't normally understand the social media too much. So the Gambia, they use the social media like YouTube, but in the people we are in the diaspora, we watching YouTube more than the people in the Gambia. So some stuff's happening in the Gambia, the people don't normally know what's happening. But Julian's supposed to be understand, she is not from Gambia. She went Gambia to look for peace. If she went Gambia to look for peace, let him keep the peace continue. But so the Gambia is a peaceful country. But these people.
But the problem is that she's just like here in the United States, right? Let me give you an example. Yeah. You have people that come from New York. That's a fast city, right? That's New York. That know all the schemes, know all the way to get around people, know all the little tricks to the trade, right? And what they do is they'll move to another city or state that's real slower in country, and they bring that game with them. And that's exactly what she's doing. She's bringing that same game to somewhere that she think is slower than her, because she has proven that to me. She has said so many rude things that is sad that to know that she has to say stuff like that to people where she got to push them off and make her think like she's big and boast. When I went in that office and I told her about the things that she was doing, like I said, she kept trying to boast about all the people that she knew. And I said, listen, I know people here too. I'm dealing with people here too, and I know I'm good too. I said, but she was like, oh, and I know this and I know that. And I'm like, okay, you know better than some of the people there. That's what you're trying to put on to me, that you are better than the people that's actually there. That's sad.
And the Juliet, right? Juliet, where she's living, I know where she's living. I'm in England, but I know where Juliet is living. But so where she's living, that's his problem. But our problem with the Julian, she's supposed to understand that's the process, that's the deal of the land, that's the deal. The deal is not going proper. That's our concern. Even whatever she's doing, that's his problem. But the problem everyone is complaining right now, that's the deal.
And that's
the deal, that's the main thing, that's the main issue.
So what I was saying earlier is I don't I personally didn't think she was intentionally going to Gambia
She can make money
to use
wherever.
game and try and rob people here. I don't think she was to do that. But what happened is she saw an opportunity, took the opportunity, and then she wasn't even able to keep up with the demand because there was so much people interested. Like,
Right.
wow, look what Juliet's doing. Let me send money to her. Like, yes, you can do this. She couldn't keep up with it, and then the people that she's working with, it weren't working out between them, and for whatever reason. But yes, she hasn't been transparent with us. She hasn't been transparent. So like I said before, I do not expect anyone to do anything for me for free. Yeah, you have to, if you're going to spend your time, your effort, whatever, you get paid for it. Be honest and open with the people. And I wouldn't have had nothing to say if Juliet finished what she done with me and then end off. And that's it. But she didn't do the process. And the way she dealt with us afterwards was so rude and disrespectful. She just dismissed us and blocked us on WhatsApp, dismissed everything. You've got your money back for the land, but I'm still short £4,000 for land that I don't legally own. So don't tell me about an Akala transfer.
But you have a Gambian husband. You have a Gambian husband. He knows his way around Gambia. See, this is the only side I can take for Juliet on this one. You have a Gambia husband. He knows the laws of the Gambia. He's lived in Gambia. He really should have been making process it through him, or he should be finding land. However, I mean, I'm not expert. I'm just saying it makes more sense. So that argument is out of the water, really. As for the American guy, his argument's different. He literally went and bought some land from her. The elder, his reasons is different. Your argument is different. And to be honest, I don't know what a Negropean bought her on, because she has a Gambian husband, you know. But the way how it sounds is that because she trusted Julia, because she's an English-speaking UK person, and she trusted to put the money into her hand other than a Gambian person. Jalo, which I keep talking about, who I found out later is another person who's doing scamming and otherwise. All right, that Jalo, so he is a bit dodgy too. So to me, if it's not recommended by proper people, you shouldn't be putting your money in anybody's hand, really. You should not even be even entertaining them, whether they come from here or not, home and abroad, it doesn't matter. And like, she can really get into trouble for this, Julia. She really can. It can be very, very big trouble for her. So when this is finished, we will come to a conclusion on this, because I don't wish to spend much longer time on the Blaxit thing, because there's expats going there for all different reasons, all different. They want to live there. They want a peaceful life right now. So they don't need the extra BS of going there and getting scammed by somebody else. So we're going to let it play, but it goes into a lot of things. There's a lot of negative energy around in this live. So at one point I might just cut it off, and then just put in, like, if you want to see the rest of it, you can actually go directly. There's a lot of negative energy in this live, and people are mad. They're so mad. It's just like you can feel the vibe from the live itself. It was very ratchet. It gets very ratchet at another point. You know, very ratchet. So I'm gonna listen on a bit more.
Don't legally own land.
All right, I guess we're about at the end of this thing. So I guess Juliet not coming back on. I hope something got solved in this conversation, man, because there's got a lot of people got a lot of stuff going on in their lives and trying to make things happen. And we have one person holding that up. So we're trying to make the corrections to it, whether we got to go around it. But I already talked to her. She just don't want to talk in public because she wants to go on her own YouTube and narrow it and control the narrative to what she says. She don't want to come on here with me. I want her to come on so we can talk. Please, I'm asking. because you got too many people out there believing you that what you're doing is right, and I want to prove them wrong. And it don't take nothing but a conversation, because you're not gonna lie on me. I already got everything. You just don't know I was recording everything. So I want to make sure that you understand that before you keep messing around with people. You just need to do the right thing, and the rest of the stuff will be gone. I just won't do no business with you at all no more. But I need you to handle your business so these people can get their stuff and I can get my stuff. I'm good. You can take long as you want and bullcrap with me. But I am definitely, you're going to see me soon. So you need to go ahead and start doing the right thing, Juliet.
Okay, I'm gonna invite you, man, into the conversation. He's driving at the moment. Can you hear me, you, man?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead and say what you was gonna say.
Okay, the dude that just got finished speaking, bro, you sound just like me. From top to bottom, you sound just like me. I went through the same thing. Trying to get the paperwork done.
With Blaxit.
All I want to do is register the land legally, not no, come here by out of the way stuff. I wanted to do it legally. So I traveled to the Gambia, got the paperwork. Come to find out, when I went to physical planning, they said that the paperwork that I had wasn't enough. And it wasn't in the right name. It has two different owners.
Yes.
Like some guy that worked for African Properties had his name on it. And the land was supposedly owned by African Properties. So they said I registered the land. I tried to get all that straightened out while I was in the Gambia. I got to run around just like you, bro. Same thing. Somebody was sick, somebody was out of town, all that. I was patient, like the young lady was saying earlier. She tried my patience. So she messed around until it was time for me to leave. So I never got the stuff processed like I wanted to.
Well, I'm glad to see you, brother, and I'm glad to know that there's more of us out here, because it makes you feel better, because she's tried to isolate everybody to make them feel like it's just one person.
Exactly.
And it's not one person. It's more than that. And there's a lot of people that, like I said before, and Juliet noticed, that not even calling her, not even trying to get no paperwork, because they think just giving them money, that when they do come, everything's going to be straight.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I even had somebody representing me before I got to the Gambia. I had a Gambian that represent the transaction for me until I can get there. Julia gave her the run around so much, she got so frustrated. She said she didn't want nothing else to do with it. It's ridiculous. So now I'm looking for a lawyer, a Gambian lawyer that can represent me. So when I come there, I can get it done. Either I sell it, I get my money back, I keep it, and I register it the legal way.
Yeah. Well, look for me on YouTube, bro.
I'm gonna say this. You're better to do things in numbers, clearly, to organize something together as a group, as opposed to just one person, doing this and then another person doing that. You're in a better situation if you get everybody together in one group, and then you'll have a lot of resources to go at trying to get your money back or get the land. You shouldn't be in limbo. You shouldn't have no money and no land. You should have one or the other, right? It's as simple as that. So I think it's better. I mean, once again, I'm going to put my my email address. You're going to put my email address, so I can, so this can be a place where you guys can get everything together. There are lawyers that can help you to sort this situation out, and There are lawyers who aren't afraid of being sued or anything like that. This is their land. This is the Gambia, and they know the law. They know the laws, right? And there are a lot of lawyers in the Gambia. They practice in the Gambia, but they went to university in London and in the States. Okay, this is just the way West Africa is. They tend to go to these universities away. They know how much the law means. So if you go to them, and you all go to each other, go to them in one group, you're in a far better position to deal with somebody. Sorry? Sorry, give me a second. I've got that. Sorry. Yeah, go. So yeah, you're in a better position if you are all together, as opposed to just, trying to fight it out one by one.
Where is Juliet still on, man?
She's probably still in the chat room. She's due to go on later on. She's going to have her own live, apparently. But judging from what she said in here, it's not going to be anything that you haven't heard already. Will be interesting. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure if she'll go on tonight, but yeah, we're going to watch out for that one. When and if somebody
talk in public, because she wants to go on her own YouTube and narrow it and control the narrative to what she says. She don't want to come on here with me. I want her to come on so we can talk. Please, I'm asking, because you got too many people out there believing you that what you're doing.
My agent. Then he comes over. You say you're going to meet with him, but you never show up. And then you tell me that he's the one that's not showing up. And then there's another YouTuber that does real good at selling property out there. He opened his own office out there. I'm not going to give any names because I didn't ask him for permission, but he's even willing to help me. So why is everybody trying to get this document from you and you are not giving it? That's all I don't understand it. It's just a document. If you say it's just an Akala document, I don't even need it. Why won't you give it to anybody?
Can I speak?
Maybe the lady asked a little. Hello, sorry. Yeah, Milks asked a little earlier. Why are they being unprofessional about it? And you got to remember the situation that they're in. I think there's a number of key things happening at the Blaxit household. They have a lot of people. They have people working for them, but like Adrian said, there are hundreds of people who are after their services, and then I don't think that they are putting enough money into the resources to get people who are trained, qualified, and have that level of experience to deal with such a huge amount of people. They don't have that. And so they are getting.
So therefore, they shouldn't offer a service. Then they shouldn't offer a service if you don't have the resources. It's as simple as that. End of. As simple as that. Don't offer a service and take people's money if you can't fulfill the professionalism that you're meant to do.
I think they've bitten off a lot more than they could chew. Every time somebody sent in a request, they said yes, yes, yes. Instead of going to the point where they said no. Let's transfer this stuff. We can't deal with it. Not too many. I mean, it sounds like
Your connection is so bad. It's echoing so badly.
Situation, right? I deal with it. But as you can hear this now, hear for yourself. You've got people coming in. Like I said, I've got people emailing me now, right now. If I go back into my email now.
I emailed you a picture of what she said about you. How she said that me and you both are causing her office to be closed.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't read it. I'm here in front of it now. So
Yeah, and she threatened me with the same thing about the legal fees. I'll be responsible for legal fees and all this other crap. She uses that as a fear tactic, so nobody will take this any further. So nobody will press charges. I already sent a letter to my government. I already sent up. I'm sorry, I didn't send the letter to the president yet, but I'm sending a letter to the president of Gambia and the tourist division.
Yeah.
And the tourist division does not want to hear that people are going to boycott going to the Gambia. Trust me.
Yeah. It's always good to do something like I said, China, better. Yeah, I think part of the problem is a lot of people have gone from America, this bureaucratic nightmare, you know, the red tape, you know, everywhere.
Yeah.
There's red tape everywhere and everything you do over there in the United States. But it's not there for no reason. It's not there to protect both parties when it comes to certain situations. So a lot of people can see this unregulated system over there in the Gambia, and it's a shame that a lot of Americans believe that they're going to get the same level of stuff, not even insane level, even a little bit, just you know, that it's going to happen the way that the agent tells them it's going to happen.
Right.
Happen that way.
We don't expect it to be just as fast. We understand that. We're, you know, like she said, we're not idiots, and we constantly hear that. Oh, everything's done in African time, you know, but that's ridiculous. This nonsense is not the situation with the African time. This situation is nonsense, and they're using the fact that it takes long to do things in Africa to cover it up.
I think the situation actually is not abnormal.
Do you know what? It's so long-winded, that live. It's absolutely long-winded. You know, Juliet does her own live and she tries to put things straight. Whether she'll probably get more business anyway, I'm thinking. It's not gonna make any difference to her. She knows people. Nigerian, maybe he's looking for his own landing thing with the other people. He says he did like 3 or 4 episodes on Blaxit itself. Like he did like 3-4 videos on her. You know, he normally just do one and then he moves on. He normally does another one, he moves on, or 2, whatever. He did like 3 or 4 on her. He has a reputation for going after women, which is I cannot say that is not true, because it's true. He also, as much as he's good at talking, because he's very good at talking. I must admit, when I go on the live and I see who's doing what, but sometimes he gets it wrong. Like ES, for instance, there's one called Eat and Migrate, right? He jumped to his own conclusion on her, but later on, it seemed like she's still with the guy there, because he said that ES broke up with her man, but later on she's still there. She's still doing her mini village. She's still doing what she's doing. She's living life, you know. She's doing what she's doing. She's just, you know, out there. She's just out there. I can't remember which part of Africa she's in. So to me, this is very sad to know that people cannot just do straightforward transactions without it going to shit, because I think this is what happened. It went to shit. And why I say it went to shit, the papers, there was no receipts shown. You know, on most YouTubers, they have receipts. They have receipts on everything. They have photographs, screenshots, you name it, they have it. There was no, she didn't even produce the paperwork to say, well, we have this paperwork and here it is and whatever. I mean, right now she's on her channel, she's got people that's giving recommendations. But sometimes if you're running a business, you need receipts. I know as a self-employed person at one point, you have to give receipts because you have to show evidence that you are doing transactions properly, that you are selling properly. Now, if she hasn't got the rights to be selling land and all that stuff, they need to literally. But then again, I can say my opinion here, but probably in Africa it'd be totally different. Because I'm just saying it because I'm living in England. She would probably still be selling the lands because she's got to pay somebody, so that the law don't be on her. She got to pay there's loads of people she got to pay in Gambia, to keep it quiet of her, whatever's going on with her. So whether it got sorted out, we are going to see, because this is coming it came like a mini drama that day, that live. That was like a drama. That was something out of Jerry Springer or Maury or one of them. No, Jerry Springer's the worst one. Jerry Springer. It was really bad. The shouting. I think I took out most of the shouting because it really got really bad. The only time something got sorted out was when the American guy spoke to her husband and he said, okay, we're going to sort it out. But nothing really got sorted out. Nothing got sorted out. Nothing at all. Whatever the reasoning behind that live, whatever it was, and I'm not running Nigropean, because he does his job good, yeah? But at the same time, there was a lot of drama on that live and nothing got sorted, nothing at all. There's a whole heap of noise. And then when he got the noise down, right, the American guy wanted them to come on, right, and there's ways to asking people to come on to lives, because I've done it. So I think because he's not in good stead with it, probably if he was in good stead with it or he had her links or whatever, right, he'll get her to come onto the live. Just don't have so many people on there. Put it in an orderly fashion, maybe, which he said he's going to do next time. But then later on now, Nigropean went and he's opened up a business called Oversight after the Blaxit drama. He's literally opened up another business called Oversight. A whole channel on it and everything. Talking about expats going to Africa, insurances, different things, So I can't really be in agreement with certain things. Like I said, I go onto his channel for some news because he gives news. That's what he's really more about the tea kind of channel, so I'm just hoping he doesn't change and go the next way, because that's what makes that channel what it is. So with all this Blaxit thing, it's totally gone completely left, which is what I say. It's just gone left. And I have to watch and see what Blaxit is going to do next, because we are our own worst enemy at the end of the day. I am not going to cap. We are our own worst enemy. For real, we are. You give people your money, you expect to get something for your money that you've given over. You expect to be played about. You want all the proper papers. And another person who also went through the same thing, and she is a pilot of Galaxy. She went through the same thing. In the end, she ended up going elsewhere and getting another house or another place or another piece of land from elsewhere. So the evidence is all there out. The jury's out. So on this part or this point, I'm going to end it there because I don't like it when lives go on and on, unless it's not about a situation that is not dramatic. And to be honest, the Blaxit thing is pure, it's a drama. That's why I put in the title the drama around Blaxit, because it's pure drama. It's like it's been drama for a little while. It's been undercurrent that's been happening, and it just blew up. It was just blown out of proportion. But as you see, Juliet is a well-spoken, well-versed person, very well-articulate woman. We're not stirred. You know, she was articulate in the bestest of places. That's the type of person she is. When put in a corner, obviously she's going to fight back. So if there is going to be a solution, we have to sit back and watch right now. So I'm going to be like everybody else. I'm going to be watching. I probably might not do another video on Blaxit, because to me, I feel like I just wanted to just show you who she is from the start and how she's changed until now. Maybe she might have got she's got more house, she's got her big house, she's got her Land Rover. The money is going somewhere, probably not on the land, but it's going somewhere, wherever it's going. And I'm not having a dig at Julia, by all means I'm not, right? So don't get twisted, don't be on my back. I'm just saying, I'm not putting my mouth on her. I'm not doing none of that. I'm just trying to look at it from both sides of the coin. The people done a transaction with her. The transaction didn't go through. Or they didn't get their papers. From what they're saying, they didn't get their papers. So what she should have done is now she should have gone, got the paperwork, screenshot the papers. Whatever you got to do, get the papers up there to proof. And you should have worked with the people a bit more better. And whether so getting into a shouting match with that young lady, because the young lady said she checked for you, she phoned, she checked to see how you was when you were sick and everything else. So it was probably turning into a friendship. Yeah, she might be a little bit ignorant. Yeah, she is a little bit ignorant, but you just have to, do things properly as much as possible. At the end of the day, you're in an African country. You went to run away from here. You don't mimic what's going on here over there. That's the first thing I would like to say. You don't mimic what's going on here. You don't turn the oppressed side, turn the oppressed. To the Gambians are saying you lot, I'm not saying you lot, but people is living better than them. So they're getting mad that you're living a certain lifestyle. They're struggling and doing whatever. And most YouTubers who are expat, yes, they make money, they do. Dynasty Demir is a good example, what I can say. Well, he makes money, but he's also helping others in the process. You can actually see what Dynasty Demir is doing, right? So I'm going by what Dynasty Demir is doing. I'm not looking at any other person at present moment. Dynasty Demir went over to the African continent, like I said. He's now got other Americans to come over, and he's introducing them to the traditions of the land, introducing them to the food, introducing them to what's going on. He's not selling them land and whatever. And I think he is living there, because they were looking at apartments, right? So maybe, Julia, you need to take a leaf out of Dynasty Demir book. Because look, now, I haven't heard nothing about Dynasty Demir. Nothing. Nothing about African tigress. And that's just two of them. Or Wadi Maya, that's his name. Not him. They just shows what's going on with the countries. They show people, they add to the countries. That's what you're supposed to do when you repatriate over to another country. Hi, Real Talk. Shall I put in the link? Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, that video is so long. I had to cut it down because there's so much in it. Because you know they get heated. I don't know if you've seen it where they get heated, and yeah, it's just negative energy, you know, for me. But I did show Julia before she went over there, so there is snippets of her from before till it got to this point, and she's trying to clear her name right now. She's getting testimonials from people who's worked with her. She's going all out now to clear her name, but she still needs to have shown the receipts to which people purchase land, do things properly, not half-arse it, because you're over there, you're in their country, you are a foreigner in Gambia. They look on you like a foreigner. Even if you speak a little bit of Wolof and you wear some clothes, they see you as a foreigner. So you, and on top of it, if you're living better than them, but I'm not saying don't live better, not saying don't live good. No, I'm not saying that. You have Land Rover, this and that and the other. The only problem I think, right, no, actually, Julia have probably done something for the Gambians, right? The well. She have a well there. So look, there I just found it a good example what she did. The only thing is, like I said, the people purchase land. They purchase the land. You do a transaction. With every transaction, there is a receipt. So you put yourself in the drama in a kind of a way. I mean, I'm trying not to be biased. I'm really trying my hardest here. I'm trying. And the whole fact when you come onto the live, you were so ratchet to the young lady. Even if you was vexed, like, oh, you'd be very professional. Yes, exactly. Let me pull that up there. Yeah, like flashy Westerners. What are you trying to prove? You went over there to repatriate from the BS from over here. Now you're spoiling it for everybody that's going to repatriate and go over there in Gambia, because they're going to look at you like other people like the teeth, you know? You're using them. To me, it's not fair. You can't do that. They gave you free land. The word out was they gave you free land and you went and you sold it on. Well, obviously you saw some money in it. Okay. You saw money in it. I ain't gonna say whatever. You sold, but it's just that you uncomplete the process. You uncompleted the process. And you didn't do it once, you did it a few times. And like I said, there is a DJ who was doing the process with you. Actually, there was two people, one YouTuber and a DJ from here that was going through the process, and it wasn't completed. And she ended up going elsewhere and buying land elsewhere. And she's in Gambia now. Or so I've been told. So it's quite a shame that you are showing yourself worse than what is, because they ain't gonna trust no other Westerner. Even now, there's another problem. Digressing to another direction. Jayola, whatever his name is, where like there's a little scam going on, and the YouTubers, they caught on. They're not stupid. I don't know why people think people is stupid and dumb. I don't understand it. I really don't. You know, the Gambians don't beg for nothing. Nothing at all. One Gambian was so mad she got onto her live and she went in. She went in. And they were saying, oh, it's American lady, what was there? But I think they worked out later on it wasn't an American lady that was there with the family trying to scam. You see what I mean? You see how easily this things can get twisted? My issue is that people don't do their research. Yes, there's that as well. There's that. They don't do the issue. They don't do the research. They don't do the research. Like, And to be honest, whatever's going on in the West would probably, hopefully, touch wood, ain't gonna lick Africa. Touch wood. Right now, Africa's good. They ain't wearing masks. I think in certain countries they ain't wearing masks. There ain't social distancing and all this stuff what we're going through. So at the end of the day, it's just ridiculous. It's just crazy. Like, I just don't get it. You know, good intention seems to have gone wrong somewhere along the line. And to me, I think we have to sit back and just watch. Because though I've done this video, and I'm not having a dig at Julia, I'm not. Okay, so don't come for me. Okay, but what you did is wrong. You should have had screenshots of your transaction. Not screenshots even. I wanted to move to a country, but I wanted to go to Trinidad or I wanted to go to Cuba. That was one of my places I was looking to when my children was younger. But right about now, I can't go nowhere. So yeah, I can't even think about that right now. I mean, even now this is going on, we have to sit in hotels for how long, get COVID-19 tests and all this stuff. I can't do all that. I can't see myself doing that now. But those two countries would have been the places I go. Exactly. It's mad, isn't it? It's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. Well, you got to sit. Oh, and even one South African man returned from some part of Johannesburg or somewhere. I can't remember where he came from. He said when he came back over here, he had to sit in a hotel. He wasn't allowed to walk around. He wasn't allowed to do nothing. He came from Africa. So why would I put myself through all this? It just the whole fact puts you off of it. Not only that, right? Gambia, there's a whole lot of things going on with there. I'm not taking my young child over there because they were saying Westerners was moving over there and people was giving them their children and all sorts of things. Up to now, I haven't heard the outcome of that yet. But these are white Westerners, by the way, who was doing this because they see instead of going Malaysia or the next place, I can't remember. Not Malaysia, Philippines and them places, they found a place where they can go. Right? The black people ain't gonna do nothing. Yeah, exactly. So nothing gets done. Nothing gets done. Nothing gets done. So they're allowed to go in and they're allowed to do whatever. Right? So this big argument that erupted on here doesn't show people who are not of color or melanated, whatever you call yourself. We are not looked on as good already. Now, right there, we show that we cannot do transactions with each other. We can't do nothing with each other. We can't work with each other. Even when we're outside of the diasporan world, whatever, we can't work with each other. You know? So I just find it, I'm not, it's sad. It's sad on the whole. It's sad, you know? And I wish it did go the other way. I wish they did sort out something and something came out of it. I wish there was a solution, actually. I wouldn't say something like, there should be a solution. You know, I think only one solution got sorted out of all of it. The young girl was so busy shouting off her mouth. But like I said, you have a Gambian husband. He knows Gambia. He grew up in Gambia. The man was mentioning certain places. He said he knows them places. Why didn't he go and purchase somewhere? Even somebody said it in the chat. She didn't even look at the when they said it. But she's there shouting at Julia, shouting at Adrian. Okay, they're in the wrong. Yes, they are in the wrong. I agree with that 100%. They're in the wrong. But you shouting and going on ratchet on the live ain't solving niche. Ain't solving nothing. What's it solving? Or what has it solved? I don't even think he sorted anything, because I think after a while I lost interest in the whole drama. After a while, I was just thinking to myself, I wish he'd talk about something else right now, because it just got stupid. And whatever his game is, I'm sure he got some clients out of it too. You know, so at the end of the day, what was turned out, like I said at the beginning, what was supposed to be good turned out bad. It went left. So I hope Julia really clears her name or whatever she's got to do, because not people are still leaving England, UK, and America. Every day, probably someone's leaving to go to Gambia to live, and they need land, you know. So I don't know what else to say on that level. Then I'm gonna invite Real Talk, let her put in her 5p piece in too. Oh, hold on. I'm hot. Yeah, it's a hot night here right now. So yeah, Real Talk, I think you should come up, you know, because I think I said a whole heap. Oh, it's just crazy. Oh, there we go. Hi. Hi, Real Talk. Are you there? Hold on. Is it me? Hello? Yeah, try coming again, Real Talk. Try coming again. Because I want her to say her 5p, because she's been watching this as well. Hi, Miss Wise. You alright? How are you doing? You alright? Real Talk. Are you coming back up? Okay. Yeah, so it's just so crazy, the whole situation. Did you hear all that drama, Miss Wise? It was proper drama, weren't it? Drama. Honestly. We love drama, don't we? All I can say is that she needs to sort it out, you know. That's all I can say. I cannot not repeat that. Insist on it. Oh, you're a nurse, a doula, nurse. Oh, you're a nurse. Is it busy though? The pregnant women, is that time of the year, innit? It's that time of the year. Yes. Watch from the beginning, because I had to talk about her from the beginning to where she is now. So I'm just like, wow. Yeah. I was gonna do this live from when it happened, to be honest, but I think something was like, no, don't do it. You know, just watch a bit more, because there's a lot of expats that's traveling around Africa. African tigress. What's the next one? Musa, Kwame, Dinus. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them traveling. I see a lot of videos come up after watching one. There's like 10 videos of them, all expats. Oh, your surgical assistant. Oh, okay. Working labour and delivery. I think it's all the quarantine based. Oh, yeah. I'm not surprised at that. They was busy during lockdown. So yeah, it's just sad really that we can't do business together. And I don't think Unapologetic sorted out that whole drama. He didn't sort it out. And one of my friends, she do not feel him at all, you know. It's how he comes at people. I think that's what it is. I really think that's what it is. Plus who he's married to as well on top of it. So he has no argument. Even the other day he was explaining something about over here. And I think because he's left here for such a long while, he wasn't even explaining it right. Then he was explaining about Jamaicans or something. That was even hilarious, what he was explaining, to be honest. But like I said, he just needs to stick to doing tea on people, stick to doing the tea on what the expats are getting up to, the scammers, stick to that, because that makes more sense to me. Even if he does lives on what's people doing and whatever, that would make better sense to me than delving into things like, treading on waters that way you shouldn't be. So that's the only thing with Unapologetic Negro I can say, because he spoke about Timothy Reed. I don't know whether you heard about Timothy Reed, the one who was in a Latin country, and he was buying a restaurant, and I think he was buying a flat, an apartment. And what happened is, oh, your audio's not working on your phone. Oh, sorry to hear that. Yes, she's not giving people the land what they pay for. Yes, that's exactly that Zamendo. So they literally have to have it out. But on the flip side, I think what we need to do is just observe and see whether it dissolves really. Because Unapologetic's done like 4 videos on her. He did 4 videos. Some I listened, and I think others I just blitz out basically, because like I said, he has his own agenda as well. Yeah, he is messed up, but he has his own agenda too, because she's been doing this for a long time. I forgot how long she's been out there. She's been out there quite long, so she's very much established. So she was talking about that, how she was taking photos with the president. So one of them said, yeah, but the president is what's he's doing? He's campaigning, so he's taking pictures of everybody. Yes, he is a drama starter, because in that same video you see however he got those people all in one place. There was no build up, right? You just see all these people pop out from nowhere. And then it just went left. I think it went left. And he talks very eloquently as a man, and he seems very well presented in his videos and stuff. So I wasn't expecting it to go left and turn ratchet and everything else. Yeah, because I'm gonna come off of here in a while anyway, because when you got the young ones, you have to sleep when they're sleeping, And the last time, Miss Wise, we was on here for long, innit, doing the African Man Butter. That was the longest one ever. But Blaxit, yeah, it's very serious. The allegations against her right now is very serious, and they said that how it could be worse for her in Gambia, because if she gets caught in Gambia for whatever reasons, she'll be in their jail, and they're not like over here. They're not nice like over here. Yes, he's a funny person. He's very funny. He's very funny. He's not in England, he's in Austria. Right about now. He's in Austria. He lives in Austria. He's married to a Caucasian lady. So that's why he's like that. Not I mean, I'm trying not to, like I said, be biased on this matter. Because maybe he is right. Maybe all what he said is right about her. But the jury's out right now, so you can't be judge and jury on somebody, but what the people has brought forward stands in it. So we have to see where it goes. Yeah, he is. He's with a white woman. He's with a white woman. They cuss him on the live about it. Nearly every time I go on there, sometime I'll be in the bushes. They be telling him about his wife all the time. And yeah, he's in Austria. So yeah. And a few of the YouTubers disagreed with that move that he made with Blaxit. They don't agree with the move at all. It's only the ones who supports her or supported her by backing her a lot. And yeah. Oh, here my story. And yeah, so that is the size of the matter right at present. So I think like we have to just watch and see how this turns out. Yes, that was a good build. I see the young lady was just doing the interview to promote herself. So sad because that message needs to be heard. Yes, exactly. But yeah, unapologetic. He goes after. Oh, Ali, you're talking about. Are you talking about Ali? Is it Ali you're talking about, Miss Wise? Because yeah, Ali, yeah, is another thing, you know. I don't think I did enough for her, you know, but I think with this live now, I'm gonna leave it up. I'm not even gonna take it down, you know, because you know what, right? Everybody's done videos on Juliet right now, so I'm one of how many people. This was. I wish people would binge watch the drama together, but these copyright laws are getting strict. Yes, I wish I could put it up. I really, really, really do. Because when you're hearing it on the sounds, you're not seeing what's going on. So I have to do it through the audio. But I did cut off a lot of stuff. You know, I cut it off. I made it fragmented. So who knows? I might just have to add the link, and you can go take a look at the drama and tell me what you think from there, because it's just crazy. Yes, that was a serious topic. She's just doing it to promote. Yeah, she is. So it's just mad crazy. It's just pure negative energy from that live. My head was hurting. My head's hurting me now, and I didn't even watch the live. Yeah, I'm gonna add the links to this one. Yeah, I'm gonna add the links. Because yeah, it was crazy. But hopefully the next subject will be a little more lighter, because it's not good when we're talking about ourselves in a negative way. Going at each other, all this stuff. It just makes no sense to me whatsoever. And yes, I'm not being naive, and I know people would do shit to do certain things. Hi, Jessica. You alright? Oh, you actually found me, girl. You see, Jessica, me have to cover this one, you know. You understand? Me have to cover him. And I couldn't even play the whole live. I couldn't even play his whole live. It's too crazy. I had to cut off. I had to take out parts out of it. Oh, you just now come now, boy. I had to start from her beginnings, from when she started before she left England to when she was in Gambia with all the interviews. I spoke about the one who purchased land from her and didn't get the paperwork, but I didn't mention no names because I don't want them lot come after me. You get me? That's some videos I haven't started consistently. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, Miss Wise is talking to Real Talk. Yeah. So yes. So nothing did get sorted out of this one. I don't even think anything sorted out. Like, did they get anything sorted out, Jessica? Have you been watching the rest of after the Blaxit thing? No, it's quiet now, innit? But unapologetic Nigerian, he has another channel called Oversight that he keeps advertising for expats or repats, whatever, and he's getting advice on them to them and telling them advice on whatever. I don't even know because I'm not sub to that one. I don't feel I need to sub to Oversight. He's trying to make extra money and I can see it, but he just needs to stick to what he does best, to be honest. So yeah. So the live is giving me such a headache. Even with the African Bambata, I didn't get much of a headache. The African Bambata was not as pressing. This one's pressing, but I think because of all the anger in the video, you can just feel the anger coming off of them. No, it's not. It's not quiet. There are other people on other channels talking about their experiences called Brexit. Yes, I see them, I see them. I saw the one with the Wakanda, the Prince of Wakanda. Was it Prince of Wakanda, him called? Prince of Wakanda. And Prince of Wakanda, he was saying about the land bit with what's her name? Julia as well. And he gives his 5 pence in too. These are all evidence that is set against her. And it's not looking good, to be honest. It's not looking good at all. So the Prince of Wakanda, I say his 5 pence. There's another man that also said something too. Kwame said something too. So there's quite a lot of people that's got strong cases. Strong cases. And I don't know. I don't think she's going to come out of this too good, to be honest. I don't think it's gonna be good for her, because she left there because of her son. That's why she left England in the first place. All because her son was going through some prejudiceness and abuse and stuff like that. That's what made her pack up and go. And I knew there was something underhand, but but it's just kind of, it kind of always still. She make herself look bad. She make other people look bad, because anybody now with our accent speaking well with our English accents, we're gonna get the madness down there, to be honest. So she just made it real bad. She's made it hot for us. Well, I don't know. I wasn't thinking of going Gambia anyway, but she's gonna make it hot for other people. That's what I'm saying. Her credibility is in question. Yes, it's in question. Oh, let me post up her. Hold on. Somebody said something as well. Wow, it's messed up. Like Miss White say, wow, it's messed up. It is totally messed up. She's messed it up. Right, they will have a hard. Yes, they are gonna have a hard time. They are gonna have a hard time. She's made it very hard. And Angie's corner, or was it Aggie's corner? She was talking about Herman Giola, because there's a lot of scamming going on there too. So seems like people are going over to Gambia to scam instead of bettering the place or building up the place or whatever they're supposed to be doing. It's very sad. But you know, I've been on that video was so long. I've been on here for long. What will she do if multiple people start going at her? It's more of them than her. It can turn scary. Yes. That's a true one. That is definitely true. And are the arrival scammers? No, there's an issue right there now with Herman Jayola. He's actually born and bred in Gambia, and they were saying he had American wife. At first, they were saying, "Oh, he's got an American wife," and all this. But people's done a little bit of detective work. There's one called Rene Marcos who was sending him money and everything. So there is a bit of scamming going on there too. Yeah, Herman Jayola. He's scamming too, because and they have a recording of his dad, and somebody did a translation on what was said, and it's not really good. So, but they was emphasizing, yes, I have an American wife. He was saying, I have an American wife, and she's very educated, and I was like, wow. So one of the YouTubers did a whole video trying to debunk what the heck's going on. Actually, he did 2 videos, or 3, I think. Yeah, and Juliet is in serious problem. She is. So it come like we have to see the outcome of what's gonna happen right now. But you know, I think this one is heavy. And you know what? I'm gonna come off as well. Hopefully we'll talk about other things, because this is a very I just want to see where this is gonna go right now. There's a lot of people after her. There's a lot of people after her right now. She's trying to get good recommendations, to good testimonials right now. They're going on the Blaxit channel and giving testimonials. I've seen them, but I haven't watched them. To be honest, I'm not watching them, because like you can make a person say anything. Over there in that case, she can literally pay them to say something. So I don't know. I can't go by that. She has to get those Gambian cameras down there showing what she's doing. The well is one thing, but schools, whatever, maybe she needs to do a bit more. Her mouth. Check out Mrs. Chatterbox on Jessica. Oh yeah, Jessica is a singer. I did introduce her before. If you haven't been acquainted with her, I won't be messing with people in Africa right now. It's too much going on. Thank you for the info and get arrested. Yes, innit? Because I've been on this. At first, I wasn't gonna do it. I was gonna put it off, and I thought, no, let me just do it and get out of the way, because there's a lot of information to pump out as well. And yeah, the computer was all getting hot too. So I might have to go on a little rest for a little while. Just be on other people's channel. Just chill out, innit? So I'm gonna do that. So yeah. So real talk, even though I got you over here. So I'm gonna go rest now, I think, because it's 2 over here now. It's 2:40 right now. And then my next live, I will definitely let people know when the next live is, so you can participate in whatever the chat is. I might just have an open panel at one point. Let's let people jump on. I won't be going over this. Oh, Yemi Van, you mentioned my mother and daughter paint. Oh, yes. Please go to Real Talk. Hold on, let me put you up there. Please go to Real Talk's channel, Real Talk TV's channel. She's doing a mother and daughter night on Friday, and just sub to her, and because you'll see her in my comments, just sub to her there, and you'll see what she's doing, because she has a book as well. There's actually 2 authors here, actually, because Jessica writes as well. So, and one nurse, and so just sub to each other, however, you know, and let's make links in it. Yeah, I need some positive vibes for real. I've been doing some mad content for the last. Is it last? When did I do the African Mambata? Was it last week? Thursday? I can't remember when I did his one. His one was very crazy. Then I did Ali. Then yesterday I did the mother trying to save her son from attempted kidnap. They just been very, very, very heavy content, honestly. So I think I'm feeling the effects of it now. Yeah, I have. I've probably been on it. And literally need to the next one I was supposed to try and research the unrest of South Africa, because that is really big right now. And I think there's gonna be a cataclysm, hear me now. You know how it goes. When one country starts doing madness, then the other countries follows. So I need to look up a lot of things with Africa, because Zuma right now is in jail, and there's unrest in Africa. I put up a video about it as well. So it's very, yeah, it's a crazy time right now. It's crazy. So any positivity, however which way it's coming, I'm taking it, believe it. Because I think it's needed. Oh yeah, and I think a real talk, we need to talk about the mothers, the importance of mothers. I think that needs to be spoken upon now. That thing with Nature Boy issue, that lady, because I think the mothers need to know what's going on. So however, whoever builds is okay, I'll come to you, or whatever. Maybe we need to do some meditational stuff, or whatever needs to happen, because the women, we are great people. And I'm sorry, I love men too, but we are great people. Women, we are great people. So keep that in mind, and whenever we do it, I DM you. But yeah, let's go to her mother and daughter painting night, and Ivy. Even if Ivy's about, or I think even I need to contact Ivy and get her to do her thing too, because I think she is a counselor of some sort too. So yeah, so I'm gonna come off because it's 2:45 now. I'm gonna take my leave. Let's replay the video and take it from there, and tell me exactly what you think. Leave a comment as well under the video. Oh, how is she? She all right? She hasn't posted in a while. Yeah, so oh, see, the baby's up now. Oh, she's up. She's gone. Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, so I'm gonna go and have a good night. And I'll look out for your lives, Real Talk, and anybody else who's in the chat. I'll be looking out for your lives because I'm all sub to everybody. And with that said, I'll see you. Bye. Oh yeah, please like and subscribe. See you. Bye.